G'day, Dave Pellowe here. Just a quick introduction for this week's episode before we get started. I'm going to show you 90 seconds from the bonus footage that we sometimes record for partners of church and state. But there's a glimpse into this week's guest that I think will help you appreciate the interview a whole lot more if you watch it first. So sit back, relax, and I look forward to your comments and discussion in the sections beneath the video.
I was at boarding school and there was a tuck shop. And the seniors ran the truck shop. I was in year 10. Mm-hmm. And we used to be able to get things cheaply and not pay for some things from the tuck shop if we did favours and things. Mm-hmm. And the headmaster called this school assembly together this day and said, if you've been getting anything from the tuck shop's running at a loss. If you've been getting anything you haven't paid for, you haven't paid correctly, I want you to come to my secretary in the headmaster's office and pay for it and give the money across that you believe you owe. I was convicted, being a Christian.
In your heart, in your conscience.
I was convicted.
Yep.
So I went in and I paid what I believed that I was owed fairly. I thought about it. And about a week later, the assembly again, I was called up to the front and two other boys. And we nearly froze. Because what's all this? And we were put in charge of the tuck shop.
Wow. And
I asked the other guys, they gave money as well. So I can only assume that they had that the three of us are the only ones that paid. And he said in front of the whole school, these three boys will run the truck shop and they will report to me if anyone, even the prefects had to acknowledge this. So that was a great lesson for me in life, how honesty and integrity plays a big part. But I can tell you, as I walked up to the front of that assembly that day, I didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Still gives me shivers down my spine, to be honest.
Welcome to Church and State with Dave Pellowe. Today I'm sitting down with Bruce McIver, the immediate past president of the LNP. I should probably pronounce that clearly, McIver, not MacGyver. You haven't diffused any nuclear bombs with a paperclip and sticky tape recently?
But I'm asked whether I'm related quite often.
That's you've probably diffused a few other bombs though, being past president of the LNP and quite involved in politics. I wasn't planning that segue, but it just works.
I don't know whether diffuse bombs is the right word, but certainly I take my role as a media past president now, like I did when I was president, very seriously. And I believe that our party needs stability, and I believe it also needs people to take leadership roles and act responsibly in those roles.
Now, you're telling me just as we were walking in that you're actually a mechanic by trade, and that and that was because your dad had a trucking company. I assume that you grew up in that, and that was a role.
That's right.
To start with in the company.
Yeah, that's true. I actually won a Westpac scholarship to continue my study as an accountant, but I didn't like that idea, so I changed it for overalls and became a motor mechanic. And then when my father had a heart attack in 1969, a business that he and his brother owned, I came home to a little place called Bell. Okay. Halfway between Dalby and Kingaroy.
Very good.
And ran the company as a 19-year-old.
So did you go from high school through to university to study accounting and then become a mechanic, or were you already working in the company before you finished?
I left high school early and went and took on the apprenticeship. Okay.
And at what stage did you become an accountant?
I didn't become an accountant. I had a scholarship to study for an accountant.
So you never even studied?
Well, I did. I started a degree at the South Queensland University in Toowoomba, but because of business pressures, I just couldn't continue it.
Okay. And the degree was in accounting that you started?
Business degree.
Business degree. Yeah. Awesome. Now, something that you're maligned with, a bit like myself, in a lot of the press in the paper, is being Christian. And apparently this is a great threat to a political party to have Christians in influence and power, according to some in the media. Right. So, the Christian right is taking over the LNP, the Courier Mail and other less notable journals reported a few years ago. Tell me what part faith has played in your life particularly.
It's played a huge part in my life. It drives me, actually. The reason I get up every day. I am a Christian. I have a business background, but I certainly have a faith, a very strong faith. My wife and I, and we go to church every Sunday when I'm home, and if we're away as well. But it drives me every day.
And has your wife survived being married to a white evangelical male? Apparently,
you'd have to ask her that question.
Apparently, the greatest risk of domestic violence in Australia. You'd
have to ask her that question. But in September this year, we'll be married 47 years.
Excellent.
So, and we're very happy.
Congratulations. That's a long run.
No, it's gone very quickly, to be honest. Very quickly.
Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, it does. And when you have a very good relationship. I married my best friend, and saw her across the dance floor, actually.
Wow.
And ever since then, we've just grown closer and closer.
Wow. So the facts that this ABC report alleging that being married to a white Christian male is the highest risk of domestic violence in Australia is actually missing the facts. The facts are there's something like a 2.2% rate of domestic violence amongst Christian families who regularly attend church, and 6.2% amongst families that sometimes attend church, and 11.2% in families that never attend church. So we can infer from that Christianity and regularly attending church has a civilizing influence on the nation. Are there any other aspects where you think the Judeo-Christian values, if not a personal faith in God, have a positive effect on Australian culture?
I don't know the figures that you read out intimately, but I believe that my Lord, Jesus Christ, and his demonstration of the way he treated women on this earth gives me a very good, and gives everyone a very good example of lifting them up. We're instructed in our Bible, to love your wife or women. Love. And they are never instructed to love us. Nowhere. They are responders, and they'll respond to that love. And that's what I think we need to base our foundation on. Where as a country, we are founded on Judeo-Christian values, and I think that should be carried through as the example I've just given.
Yep. So why is it good for Australia to be a Judeo-Christian? What does Judeo-Christian even mean?
Well, to me what it means is that we have an Australian that we have today that's fair, that treats people with respect, whoever they are, that has a mateship value. All of those things that make Australia great today have been founded on Judeo-Christian values. We have people trying to change that though, definitely, and we see that with safe schools, we see that with a lot of things. That are out in the community today, and I think we've got to get involved with politics to make sure that we keep those values that have made Australia what it is today, rather than change it from what it is today. What
part did Judeo-Christian values, whether an intimate personal faith or just a sharing of those values, what did they have in the founders of our nation, the people who both settled it, governed it early, framed the Constitution, our Prime Ministers?
Well, it was fascinating. I went down to Sydney at the end of June, my wife and I went to the Liberal Party Federal Council meeting. I was a Queensland delegate. And my wife comes from First Fleet, below deck.
Wow.
And we went, she's been doing a lot of research in relation to family tree.
Wow.
And we went to where the first church service was ever held.
Wow.
By Pastor Johnson. There's a site in the city of Brisbane, not far up from Circular Quay. And that was held the first Sunday of February. So straight after they arrived on the 26th of January, the next Sunday, there was a church service and we went to the site. There's a monument there today. So Australia was founded then. Yeah. I know we have our Indigenous heritage, but as far as the Christian values and to bring it into a society like we have today, it was founded there and then.
Yeah. But it hasn't been a rare part of our culture or our leaders since then, has it? It wasn't like then and forgotten. No,
it was very much a part of society.
Yeah.
Right through.
Yeah.
Through, droughts and floods and famines and wars. We've had that basis to hold this country together and to build it into what it has been and what it can be in the future. What
do you think churches in particular, especially people who regularly go to church, what did they actually add to the political life of Australia, the fabric of our society?
I suppose it's the values that we bring that our faith is based on. We add that to society, which is fairness, which is treating everyone with respect, which is also giving glory to a higher power, someone that is wiser than we are. I'm sure many people would watch this video and wider would say, if only I knew everything I know today when I was 20 years old or 15 years old or whatever, you'd be a different person. So we have someone available to us, though, as Christians, who does have that value, who does have that wisdom, and I think we should use it more.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But even if someone doesn't believe in God, I'm convinced that the policies that we would say derive from discipleship of Jesus would bear out to a factual, logical investigation anyway, as being better for our culture than the alternatives. They make sense.
Someone that says to you they don't believe in God, my comment to them would be, what if you're wrong? What if you're wrong? I know that there is a God because of what I have in my heart and what I feel each day. So it's a living and breathing thing, Christianity.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, in the next segment, let's have a chat about your role in the LNP and how you see the average person having an opportunity to positively influence it.
Okay, it's a pleasure.
Thanks for watching. If you really enjoyed that video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Have a look at this great video next and check out the website for even more interesting articles and episodes later.